Coming up on this edition of Carolina Insider.
You already have everything you have right there. So
you got your house.
Find out a new sustainable lifestyle young people in South Carolina are considering. Also, teachers across Richland County stepped down due to the COVID crisis. But first, what changes are coming to the University of South Carolina's football team? Carolina Insider starts now. Hello, and welcome to Carolina Insider. I'm Maegan Carter. We begin with the search for a new head football coach at Carolina. As we all know, Will Muschamp was fired over the weekend. We kick it on over to our own Tori Sloan with today's Garnet Report. Tori?
Big changes are happening for Gamecock football. With Will Muschamp out as head coach, 4 players have opted out of the rest of the season to prepare for the NFL draft. That includes defensive backs J.C. Horn and Israel Mukwamu. Offensive coordinator Mike Bobo will be filling in as head coach for the rest of the season. The Gamecocks are set to take on Missouri this Saturday at home. After a rough practice yesterday, Bobo says the team will have to come together to win this weekend.
And, I told them I expect them, to do jobs here, get these guys ready to go, and we all get on the same page and get this thing done together and finish this thing strong. The job that we have and responsibilities we have to South Carolina.
Bobo says he doesn't expect any more players to opt out, but 2 other players are out for the season with injuries, including defensive linemen Aaron Sterling and Brad Johnson. Megan?
Thanks, Tori. From on the field to in the classroom, numbers released from the NCAA show that Gamecock athletes program has the second highest graduation rate in the SEC. From the last 6 years, 95% of all student athletes have graduated. Student athletes also have a cumulative GPA of a 3.0 or higher in the past 27 semesters. COVID-19 has added even more challenges to the teaching across South Carolina. Richland School District 2 says that 12 of their teachers have resigned because of COVID-19 since March. The district has been able to fill those vacancies, but that has not been the case across the state. The last year, South Carolina had 555 teaching openings in the Palmetto State, and the Palmetto State Teaching Association is expecting those numbers to stay in the same range for the next year. Low-income renters in Richland County might be getting a little help during the COVID pandemic, according to the Post and Courier. Richland County Council member Allison Tarasio is leading an initiative to do just that. The council is exploring the creation of a county-level trust fund that could help with renters' expenses. They don't know how much that would cost just yet. Tarasio is part of a new Columbia Affordable Housing Task Force. As the county tries to make housing more affordable, some people in the Columbia area say they just want a little bit more freedom. Spencer Buckler tells us how 2 friends are turning that trend into a growing business.
Joseph Ness and Sterling Johnson have busy workloads. On top of working together in this wood shop, they also study at USC, one economics, the other engineering. But in their free time, they've been working on a new kind of project.
Me and Joe have been friends for years now, since freshman year of high school, and we both just wanted to own our own company.
For 6 weeks, they turned an empty van into something a little more comfortable, something people can live in. But there's been a little learning curve.
This isn't a house, so there's not square walls that you just cut an even square, put it together. You have to shape it to the van.
it's like if the door, you can put a door here, it'll physically fit, but when you open it, it's going to interfere with this.
The van has a lot of features you'd see in any house, including a sink, a stovetop, and a full-sized bed. It even has a shower inside. That way, the owner doesn't have to set up a shower outside. It's a major selling point as more people decide against putting down their roots and opt for a life on the road. Jimmy Lenz is an assistant professor at the Darla Moore School of Business. He says more young people have decided to ditch homeownership than past generations.
And I think a lot of millennials realize that the fact that homes are terrible investments. They're bad for savings accounts. That's it.
The Federal Reserve found in 2019 only 4% of real estate was owned by millennials. But Len says it's not just about the money. It's also about freedom.
They want that, that ability to pick up and, move a little bit more.
That's exactly what Ness and Johnson say their clients are looking for.
You already have everything you have
Yeah.
right there. So
You got your house.
The two hope to join the van life themselves one day, but for now, they're working together, building a business and their bond.
So it's really made
Hug it
us
out a little
become
bit.
better friends.
Yeah.
For Carolina Insider, I'm Spencer Buckler.
Thanks, Spencer. That van was sold for $30,000, but they just started on their second. That's it for this edition of Carolina Insider, a student production here in the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.